In today's financial climate, every pound matters. Yet shockingly, millions of families across the UK are leaving thousands of pounds on the table, not in risky investments or forgotten savings accounts, but in fully legal, government-approved tax breaks that go unclaimed every single year. We're not talking about obscure loopholes or complex tax wizardry here. These are 5 simple, everyday tax reliefs that could boost your income by over £16,000 completely tax-free. That's not a typo. That's a life-changing sum for a struggling household, especially in the midst of a cost of living crisis that's squeezing working families, pensioners, and part-time earners like never before. So why is no one talking about this? The truth is, you don't need to be wealthy, or even particularly savvy with numbers, to benefit from these 5 tax breaks. In fact, they are designed to help everyday people, workers, couples, parents, even those with side hustles or part-time incomes. But far too many are simply unaware they exist. And today, we're going to change that. Let's start with one of the most overlooked yet powerful tools in the HMRC arsenal, the Marriage Allowance. Now, don't be fooled by the name. You don't need to be in a high-earning power couple to benefit. In fact, this tax break is specifically designed for households where one partner earns below the personal allowance threshold that's currently £12,570 per year and the other earns between £12,570 and £50,270. If that sounds like you and you're legally married or in a civil partnership, congratulations. You're eligible. And you could be missing out on £252 a year in savings or a whopping £1,260 if you backdate your claim for the full 4 years. It's free. It's easy. And yet, according to HMRC's own figures, over 2 million couples are eligible but haven't claimed. That's billions left unclaimed. Even better, retired couples where one partner is no longer working can qualify too. In fact, pensioners living on fixed incomes are some of the most likely to miss out, even though they often need the help most. All it takes is a few minutes and your national insurance numbers. But here's a warning: there are scam websites out there that look official and charge fees to do what you can do for free on gov.uk. Don't fall for them. Stick to the official HMRC portal. Now let's talk about something that's growing in popularity: side hustles. More and more people are turning to small income streams to make ends meet. Whether it's selling on eBay, tutoring, babysitting, doing odd jobs, walking dogs, or freelancing, these gig economy jobs are now part of modern British life. And here's the good news: the Trading Allowance lets you earn £1,000 a year completely tax-free from this kind of self-employment. That's right, if your side income stays below £1,000, you don't even need to file a tax return. Even if you earn more, only the amount over £1,000 is taxable, so this is a crucial buffer for small earners. For basic rate taxpayers, that's a tax saving of around £200 per year. For higher earners, it's worth up to £400. And if you combine this with the marriage allowance, you've already stacked up over £1,400 in tax-free benefits, and we're only getting started. Now here's one that could revolutionize how you think about your home: the rent-a-room scheme. If you own your home or even rent it, with your landlord's permission you can let out a furnished room in your main residence and earn up to £7,500 a year tax-free. Yes, you heard that right, £7,500. That's equivalent to £625 a month. And it's completely tax-free, provided you're living in the property and the space is furnished. You don't need to run a full-on B&B or convert your attic. Just one room, one tenant, and you're eligible. It's perfect for empty nesters, pensioners, or anyone with a spare bedroom and a little extra patience. For someone paying 20% tax, this allowance represents a saving of £1,500 annually. For a 40% taxpayer, that jumps to £3,000. Add that to the Trading Allowance and the Marriage Allowance, and now we're up to over £9,000 in tax-free income opportunities, all from simple lifestyle changes. But what if you're raising kids? Then you absolutely need to know about the tax-free childcare scheme, another underused benefit that can save working parents up to £2,000 per child per year. Here's how it works: for every £8 you pay into a government childcare account, the government adds £2 up to a maximum of £500 every 3 months, or £2,000 a year. If your child is disabled, that support doubles to £4,000 annually. It can be used to pay Ofsted registered nurseries, childminders, breakfast clubs, after-school clubs, and holiday play schemes, and it runs up to the 1st of September after your child turns 11. For disabled children, it continues up to age 16. To qualify, both parents or the sole parent in a single-parent home must be working and earning at least the equivalent of 16 hours per week at minimum wage. But you must also earn under £100,000 per year, so it's aimed at typical working families, not the super rich. So many families don't know this even exists. They either rely on the 33 hours or think their income is too high, but millions are missing out, and the money is just sitting there. With one child, that's another £2,000 in government help. Add it to our previous total, and we're now approaching £11,000 in tax-free support available to ordinary households. And finally, perhaps the most surprising one of all, the £5,000 savings allowance. This one's especially valuable for low earners, including part-time workers and retirees with modest incomes. If your income from work or pensions is £12,570 or less, you can earn up to £5,000 in savings interest completely tax-free. With today's top easy access savings accounts offering interest rates near 5%, that means you could have up to £100,000 saved and not pay a single penny in tax on the interest. Without this allowance, that same interest would generate a £1,000 tax bill for a basic rate taxpayer. So this benefit can literally save you 4 figures a year, quietly, behind the scenes. Even those earning slightly more, up to £17,570, still qualify for a portion of the savings allowance, as it reduces gradually. And here's where couples can get clever. By splitting savings and income, a household can significantly increase how much interest they can earn tax-free. Financial advisors have long used this strategy for higher income clients, but now, everyday families can benefit too. So let's add it all up. These 5 tax-free options offer the potential to legally shield more than £16,000 a year from the taxman. £1,260 from backdated marriage allowance. £1,000 from the trading allowance. £7,500 from the rent-a-room scheme. £2,000 per child from tax-free childcare. £5,000 of tax-free interest from the savings allowance. That's not hypothetical, it's real money, in your pocket, every single year. And yet, according to experts, millions of eligible people are claiming none of it. Laura Suter, Director of Personal Finance at AJ Bell, puts it simply: people assume these schemes are too complicated, or that they won't qualify, but eligibility is often far wider than assumed. She warns families not to be intimidated by jargon or government websites. The truth is, most of these can be applied for in minutes online. No accountants. No paperwork. Just information and action. In today's economy, that action can mean the difference between struggling and staying afloat. And remember, you don't need to claim all 5. Even just 1 or 2 of these tax breaks could save you hundreds if not thousands of pounds per year. So if you're married, if you've got a side hustle, if you're a parent, a pensioner, or just someone with a bit of savings, the time to act is now. Don't let the government keep money that legally belongs to you. Don't let another year go by wondering how you're going to afford your bills, your kids' childcare, or your retirement. Take the time today to check. Apply. Claim what's yours. And if this video helped you or someone you love, make sure to share it. Help spread the word. Because this kind of support is meant for everyone, not just the few who know how to find it. Subscribe to this channel for more updates like this, because we believe everyone deserves financial dignity.